Hi there guys and welcome to another Train Sim 2020 video. While you're watching this, I'm actually away, so this is a rushed in recording, so if some of the things I'm talking about are not in sync with the other videos, I do apologise. This is a scenario to show off the Class 180 sound pack by Class 465. He's a guy who's done a sound pack mod for 395 as well, which I think you'll see in the video. He's called himself an indie developer of freeware sound packs. His 395 one's good for what it is, and this one we're going to take a first look at now as well. I'm always really keen to see these people that are coming out and doing these little mods here and there. These, if it's like his other stuff, tend to use his own recordings and things like that. So we'll take a look and see how we're doing. I'm looking forward to trying it out. The scenario is available on Alan Thomson Sim, and the sound pack is available on Class 465 Sound Mods. I'll put the link in the description below. Hello, driver. 1 Papa 32, Oxford to London Paddington. Might not do the full journey. This depends on how short time I am. Welcome aboard Unit 180-102, which is currently standing at Oxford. Today you'll be driving the 1 Papa 32, the 1501 service from Oxford to London Paddington. You're scheduled to stop at Oxford 1501, Reading 1525, Slough and London Paddington. You may be held at Didcot Parkway to allow a late running service from Bristol to pass, but otherwise there are no problems reported. Let's hope it stays that way. Set your cap and allow passengers to board departure at 1501. Okay, right. What I actually need to do before we do that, I should have done this before we started, to get rid of that and turn the joystick on. Yep, we're good. Okay. Right. Let's pull you guys back up there. Let's get our doors open. Let's do headlights. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 million bazillion. There we go. It's you set. Master key is in, but we'll get it into neutral anyway, so we get the pings done. Instrument lights on. Cool. Okay. That should be squealing about now. Sounds a bit weird. No change on the horn. Doesn't say there's a change on the horn, to be fair. But we'll get moving and see how we go. Might be this reskin that it's having an issue with. But if it is, you won't see this video. We should put the second delay in with the AWS. That would have been a cool little, tiny little feature, which would have made a big, big difference. Signal bell. Is this on the N key in this? No. Listen, we're all right. So we might just take this down to Reading, to be fair. Probably be fair to shove it off and not be too long a video then. As I said, sound's on. the sound packs on it. There isn't a README that comes with this, but there was. If I check Facebook, there was a post on my page regarding it, and it said what it had actually changed. Cody had kindly listed what changed in it. So he puts, just to clarify, just to clarify, the only things changed are the engine traction motor sounds and the brake sound. I would assume another version will be released in the future with more improvements. Right. For me, any improvement over the default sounds of the 180 are a bonus in my mind. So a fair play to Class 465 for getting this done. Hopefully we can get some speed on soon and show it off a little bit more. A notched combined power brake handle would have been nice in this as well. I'm sure somebody's going to be on that. In fact, somebody even asked about that on the group as well. Let's try and look at the train this time and see if that gives us a bit more of a blended sound. Dead on. Sounds better than default, doesn't it? Good on him. If this is just like a beta for it, I'm more than happy with this. Nice little addition. I think the sound's got a big way to make the 180 a little bit more drivable. For me, it's always it's been one of the biggest issues. I mean, the other big issue with the 180 is actually the front end isn't correct. This bit here where it's all straight and it's just not the right shape at all. It's a real shame. It's just one of those trains that we've been sort of crying out for a bit of an EP for a while. Because it's got a lot of uses. Now we've got North East England route out as well. Got the East Coast Main Line merge. You've got Western Main Lines. There's a lot with it. And considering these have been with what? Northern Hull trains. Grand Central. Great Western. I know everybody loves to dislike them. Oh, they catch fire! Thank you, Sam. Thank you, Sam. It was a fire. Thank you, Sam. But Derek Acora reference there for anybody who didn't get it. They're a train that I sort of always had a real kind of keen eye on because they were the first 125 sort of unit that sparked my interest in sort of the modernisation of the late 90s, early noughties. Sort of new stock. And then because it's Alstom, they had some teething problems. There's been some very famous videos. Mr. Tyman is very famous because of his Class 180 faults and failures video. So I don't know if you've ever seen these videos. The first one starts with some really evangelist music, evangelist style in there. And then cuts into him talking with the manager of Great Western Time and going, yeah, these great 125 mile an hour units, blah, 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 blah. And of course, after Ladbroke Grove and all the Great Western crashes, his safety is our #1 priority with little cards, blah, 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 blah. And then you get sort of like, talks you through little bits and pieces, and the Refresca coffee bar is very pleased with that one. Mentions it about 30 million times. And it's brilliant because they're going to the first class area, and Matey Boy's got like a coffee, like percolator. It's like first class service can be done. It's like cool. Matey Boy in a wheelchair and a real ill-fitted suit. it's just one of those railway training videos, one of those railway promo videos that is god awful. If you want the best one that's actually decent, is the 171. The 181 is god awful. And then after that, there's the 181 where it starts up and it goes, whilst these are great units, there have been some issues. And then it goes on to things that don't light up, and like it's pushing, I think it's the PA system or the talkback button. It's like some staff have struggled with the talkback button. You expect it to light up, but it doesn't. And it is just a very good video. And then you'll get very used to 3901 cupboard. Then there's a YouTube poop video of that where it goes on about being very advanced washing up liquid. I know there's a certain viewer that might be watching this video that will thoroughly enjoy me mentioning the advanced washing up liquid. And it just shows you that there was issues, and there really was some issues with the 180s. But once they'd ironed a lot of those out, the reliability went up. I think was it Hull Trains had one of them, whoever had them. Grand Central did quite well with their maintenance for a while. Hull Trains, I think, did pretty well at one point, got them quite up to spec and got their miles per casualty quite high. Various operators have, and I think when First Great Western got rid of them, they were doing pretty good miles per casualty as well. But recently, they have been involved in there has been a few fire issues. Now, one of the things that you'll see if you ever do watch those 180 videos is a thing about the fire, and it's the washing up liquid smell, and the advanced washing up liquid comes from the fire suppressant that's used. The fire extinguisher system will smell like washing up liquid. But not only that, the fires that can come from them or be assessed as fires can be the preheater, cabin preheater, the saloon preheater. So there's a few bits and pieces that you'll learn from watching those videos, and there's nothing better than a quirky unit for me, and 180s definitely fill that bill for me. Definitely. Kind of brilliant, but kind of rubbish at the same time. Like, pile too much technology, do things in a really quite bonky ways. I don't know, it amuses me. I like things that were kind of failures, and the 180, we can't really call it a failure. But it didn't go as smoothly as they wanted it to, did it? Bless them. None of the Alton stock really did. Pendolinos did alright, but they'd still had their issues. Toilet pipes and insulation. Hence why... Oh, God, come on. We should be listening to the sounds. Bit abrupt. We'll listen to the sounds properly when we're stopping at Reading. But it's got that quite characteristic Class 180 squeal. I'm not sure if these... I think these are the same. I think these did have the hydrokinetic brake-in. But then it was removed. Well, isolated. Those of you that are looking for the reskin, my guess, and I'm pretty sure it is BH Reskins on Facebook. Now, does it think I'm ahead of that? No, good. It's not perfect by a long shot, but it is a damn sight better than what we had. So yellow. Just let that HST speed up ahead of us a little bit. Oh, will it be stopping at Reading as well? Fingers crossed it won't be. I'm hoping we'll get to hear this at 125. I'm actually doing another scenario with it on stream tonight on the East Coast Mainline merge. But it was too long for a video. Come on, that HST should be well ahead of us now. I know it hasn't got the best acceleration in the world, but I've kept it sort of 60, 70. Sweet. Oh, we should at least get 120. Hoping that's just going to be a Morpeth board, which it is. Yep, no signal, brilliant. I am pleased we've got separate sounds inside the passenger view as well. Would anybody like a game of checkers? Chess! Sorry, another in-joke. That joke comes from a very boring night on a boat in the Atlantic, which wasn't very fun. Sounds like it's got wheel flats. What I want to do is knock sort of 5 mile an hour off the speed so that I can get to about here and have it at full chat. I mean, what can I say? It's better than we have. Good on him. I think he's done a very good job with it. I mean, it is what it is. Don't get me wrong. There's no polished sound packs. It reminds me of a very early Richard sound pack. There's things like blending need to be sorted out, RPMs matching the engine sound, things like that. But considering this guy's doing this for nothing, fair game. Good on him. This thing's got like a lot of power, like you have to put it right back to get it to hold. It does have speed set though. What's C doing in this? Ah, it's opening and closing that, I guess. Yeah, there we go. Just coming into Reading, nice. That's about right. It's going to be about a half-hour video. That's cool. You're losing a fair bit of speed there, aren't you? I wonder if that's that length of section in real life. Seems pretty short. Let's go down that drastically. Would this been right? Would we had the new Reading stuff when Great Western still had the 180s? I don't know. Probably. I always think the Reading modernisation was longer ago than it really was. Which was an easier way of saying that. Longer ago than I thought it was. It doesn't sound like a right... Doesn't sound like... See? It doesn't sound like a correct sentence. want to say 2009, but I'm not sure. Right, let's go outside for some brake squeal action in a second. Bit abrupt, but you know, it sounds like a 180 stopping. Can't really say much more than that. Alright then guys, thanks ever so much for watching. Please feel free to like, share and subscribe. Head over to thomsonsim.com for all of your up-to-date train sim needs, be they payware, be they freeware, be they subscriptionware. Also head over to Twitch on a Sunday evening from 7 PM and a Wednesday evening from 7 PM. Head over to the Facebook group also, that's the link in the description below. That'll keep you up to date with when I'm streaming, what I'm doing and what's coming up next. So once again guys, thanks ever so much for watching. Catch you next time.